I'm going to shake here with another battle to feature with a German Tier 9 tank destroyer. Of course, this is the Waffenträger Panzer IV, a turreted, very low armor, but decently mobile tank destroyer. And I say decently as in it can get around, it's not fast. With extreme gun elevation, as you see here. I always love to do that personally. But we find ourselves here on Halluf, and I have my wife in the Shootout 4, as well as a viewer of hers who platoons with us once in a while, named Salty Tater Chips, in his Object 263. Now, we are the lower tier vehicles here in this split tier 9 and 10 game, and who doesn't like free damage as the STRV flips himself onto his side? But this is going to be a very traditional game for me, but it has a very good result and a pretty good finish between a couple of us here in the platoon, and some very easy early damage. Never shy away from that. But I'm just going to get into a position here to help cover my wife as she moves up with the Shootout, and trying to sneak in some easy hits here. But as you can see, I'm going to reverse into the bush here. There's two reasons for that. One is, of course, the easy escapability. If I do get spotted, I'm already aimed away, so I can basically just floor it forward and go. But also, you have better gun limits in both depression and elevation when facing over the rear. Particularly the gun depression. You have almost no gun depression over the front, but you do actually get a couple extra degrees over the back end. So something to keep in mind if you decide to get this vehicle or play it. This is actually, all in all, it's a true sniper, and it's probably the best in Tier 9. And I know the STRV 103-0 exists. We've seen him flip on his side already. But this doesn't have a siege mode. It has a very good hard-hitting gun with good accuracy and a full turret. Combine that with good camouflage ratings, high penetration on its regular ammo, and insane penetration on the premium, which this battle, I'm not known for shooting a lot of it, but I will fire some because of how deadly close this game gets later. But we start out looking pretty solid. We got a couple thousand HP advantage. I've already scored a kill. Got a what looks like, I believe I had a blind hit. Maybe not yet, but I do a lot of blind firing. And some of it's not true blind shots. You'll notice that I actually will line up my gun direction, like here on this Leopard. I know kind of where he is based on him getting spotted, but he's out of render. That wasn't a hit, obviously, because you've seen the dirt fly up, but there's no reason not to do that. Your hit rate will suffer. That, you know, like there's a miss, but why not do it? I wouldn't be spamming premium while blind firing, but you might as well, especially on maps such as this, where there's very obvious and well-known spots that people sit. But we just lost our Object 430U. The FE 4005 has been spotted the whole time, and the object still pushed into him. But we still look like we have decent control here, as I somehow sneak that shot in to the top of the T100. That did not look like it was actually going to hit. It looked like it was going to sail high, especially on that low pancake of a tank. But I'm already looking at a decent game. But if you notice, what looked like we had some control, we were up a few tanks and up a couple thousand hit points. We're losing the north. That's what hasn't been shown so far in the results and the score. We're losing the north, and we're losing it bad. Like the hit point difference up there is pretty significant. As I land another hit into the T100, because most of our damage has been done to the enemies that are in the south. And of course they're getting beat up, you know, both sides in the north, you know, as it's a slugging match at close range. But You see the score is flipped. We are now down 5,000 hit points and 3 tanks. That's the full hit point values of over 2 tier 10s. So that looked like that might actually have been a hit, or it just de-rendered. So now, as you can see, my wife actually pushed in their Charfuter. She pushed in right here, going after the Kunze, but I'm actually moving back, as she actually does get the kill there, and now she's got to try to run. But I'm actually moving back to support our platoon mate, Salty, there in the 263. I'm going to go up to this typical spot on top of the perch, because there's 2 spots for base defense, ideally with something like this. Either up here if you have somebody spotting for you, or at the back corner at A0 if you've got to do your own spotting. There's some bushes on top of the ridgeline, but for now I'm going to use this. And the main reason is, one, I think that they're going to be pushing in too quickly for me to get to that bush safely, as unfortunately she goes down there. But I'm looking at a couple of them, like the Object 257 there. He's fairly quick for a heavy. And if I try to make that crossing, this is decently mobile, but sluggish uphill. And that's an uphill drive to A0. So I'm not going to go there yet. The second thing that keeps me here is that, for now, my side is covered. We still have the EVR and the Death Star over here. So for now, I don't have to worry about somebody coming up from behind me. And yes, I had my first premium shot loaded right there, but that drops the T110E4 into killable range. And I'm getting a little risky here. But now that he's went dark, I have as well. And he spots me, and I wasn't expecting him to be able to spot me, to be honest. Now I'm going to go for the kill. That's an unfortunate bounce, and I eat a shot from the 257, who has caught up. So now I have to be very, very careful. Now also their 263 has shown themselves, and I have to assist in taking him out. He looks like he's going to come around, so I've got myself positioned here. As soon as he shows that side armor, right through. And now I'm spotted, and both of those vehicles are in position to hit me. So this has become very, very critical here. We're going to lose our FV, because now he's fired. He took out their FV 4005, but now he will go down while he's on reload. Now we're looking at a 2-on-3, but keep an eye on the hit points here. We have half the hit points, or a little less actually. That means somebody here has a decent amount of hit points left. Now, as for us, this duo here, Salty has all the hit points, and I have none of them. So I'm going to be playing very, very much a support role. Now the 257 doesn't have hardly any hit points, so it's not him. So we have to bank on either the Leopard being at full health, or the IS 32, or maybe both. Because now they're showing 3,820. So between the two of them, as of now, the way I'm playing it is I'm expecting somebody to be showing up here with pretty healthy position for them, and I am one-shottable. So now is the play to get back here to A0. This will give me distance, because I'm actually expecting right now, I keep looking back behind me, I almost expect the Leopard to be showing up right now. He has more than enough mobility to already be in position. And with me being one-shottable for him, I would have imagined, at least it would be the play I would make. I would have already pushed up and tried to take me out, get rid of the Waffenträger, and then single out the 263. That would have been the play that I would have expected the Leopard to be doing. And he doesn't. But I'm playing here as if he is. Because this bush allows me to get hidden. And now they're going to expect me to be up on top of that perch still. But of course, now I'm within a good position for me to at least get 1 or 2 shots off before being detected. So if that Leopard is still near full health, I can definitely work him down to where Salty might be able to finish him off, or vice versa. Or if he spots him first, he can get a hit into him, and then I finish him. But as of now, we had a teammate who says that the IS-32 is one-shottable. So that's a big part of why I believe the Leopard has to be higher on health. Which in this case, he should be getting pretty aggressive. Because my play that I would expect is that the IS-32 would work around to the north. The Leopard would work around to the south. And then catch us in a crossfire. With the Leopard doing the spotting, especially if the IS-32 is low health, and the IS-32 would be able to come around and use the rocks and cliffs to stay unspotted until he gets close enough that he can actually get some shots in. So now it's just a waiting game. And Salty decides to move forward because he's got the health. And with them not making an appearance yet, that to me tells me they're not going to. They're going to play the passive game. Which means if we don't want to draw, we have to get aggressive. And the only one of us that can be aggressive is Salty and his 263. And there's the IS-32. He is actually making the move that I expected. Coming around through the north and working down through the rocks and cliffs. And he is literally rammable. So the Leopard has to have the health. Because my game is showing 1855. And that means the Leopard is going to take 2 to 3 hits. I'm trying to work a shot in here. But I'm just having to fight with the terrain because I know where the Leopard is basically now. Seeing Salty take hits. Leopard's either going to be up in that perch, which is what he believes he's getting hit from, or he was going to have been over a little further to the right. Now this, I believe, was a hit. That there. I didn't see any dirt fly, and that's the direction the Leopard killed him from. So I am betting the Leopard was full health there. Now that one, the dirt did go up in the air when the shell hit. So I'm betting the Leopard was 100% full health at that point. I could be wrong, but just based on the hit point marker on the game. So now, with me having hit him in that spot, he must have dropped down into that bush, and then he bailed off. So I'm expecting him to be running full speed, and that Leopard is fast. So he's either going to come up right in front of my gun right there, or to my left. It's just a matter of a 50-50 chance. And he comes up to the left with a hit taken. So now I am going to get the first shot there. And now I should be able to finish him with my next shot. He's going to be on the move, so he's going to most likely miss like he did. And there's the kill shot. He ran right into the gun, basically. But that ends up being a win. And that was enough for an ace with a little over 6,000 damage dealt after counting in a blind shot. Which was top of the team. And this was not a bad team. It just had solid scores all around. Platoon mates there both finished in the top 6. But all in all, despite having to shoot some premium, that was a very good game in the end, and I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for watching.